Hi, I'm Michael, and I've been doing the farmers markets for the last 15 years, up to the point where I was diagnosed with cancer in 2022. I was very successful at doing the farmers market. I made a lot of money, and I want to help you make a lot of money at the farmers market as well, selling baked goods. So I'm sharing all my recipes and everything that I learned about it and how I conducted my business at the farmers market. So one of the biggest things I learned is pricing of the product and turning this whole kind of philosophy of turning $6 into $36. So in the morning you invest $6, and in the evening you sell your product for $36. You can also scalable, so if you invest 12, you get 72. If you invest 100, you get 600. So it depends on like how big of a market you're doing. Right now I only do really small markets, or just one small market, and that's the University Heights, and that will be tomorrow. It's the second market that I have, or the second time that I've been to the market this year. And last, I think I talked to you about in the spreadsheets last week that I was expecting to do $260. Well, I did exactly $260. Not a penny more, not a penny less. So I was definitely right on target. I did overbake a little bit, but things I felt that I could expand on, I did sell through well of those. And the things that did not sell as well were items that I could hold over for another week and sell this week. But outside of that, I want to start sharing with you this recipe, which is a Blackberry coconut oatmeal bar. And it really begins with a cup of coconut, and you're going to toast it. So just spread it out here on the a little cookie tray, and we're going to put it in the oven for about 10 minutes. And that is going to start doing its thing. And then in the food processor here, we are going to add a cup and a half of oats and a cup and a quarter of flour. Get it all in there. And a quarter cup of sugar and a quarter cup of brown sugar. And then a 1/2 teaspoon salt and 1 teaspoon baking powder. And I want to give this a quick blend real fast. Okay. And now we just have to wait for the coconut to come out. A little messy, but we'll just get these all up. Okay. And then we're just gonna get another quick pulsed it a few times. Coconut's kind of broken up. And you want to use really cold butter. That's why it's been in there. I'm going to dot a couple of these bits in here. And this is a stick and a half or 12 ounces of butter. And the butter is kind of breaking up. I'm going to put a little bit of teaspoon of vanilla in there. See what it looks like. One more time. To a nice, yeah, we're getting there. I think we just one more time. Okay, and that's it. And it got kind of a dough. It's kind of like clumps together, but is kind of loose at the same time. And we're now going to fill our little things. I started doing bars in these molds about 4 years ago, and they make a very uniform bar, which is really nice, and it presents really well. And I now do all my bars in these things rather than in like a 9x9 or 8x8 or 9x13 pan. Now I've read or looked on the internet, and tomorrow's supposed to be kind of a rainy day here in Iowa City, and it is going to be, I guess, 50% chance of rain at 3, 4, and 5 o'clock, and those are the times that we have market and University Heights. And so I'm kind of like being very cautious about what I make, because unlike the Iowa City market, which is in a parking ramp, so when it rains, there is a slight downside, but there's not a very big downside in that market for weather. It could be snowing, it could be raining, high winds, and because it's in the parking ramp, we are fairly well protected, and people just drive into the parking ramp on the upper levels, and then they come down to the lower level where we have the farmers market, and they buy their stuff, go up, and they're never even affected by the rain, which is a really awesome thing. Not very many communities have their farmers market in a parking garage like that. So that's really cool. That's what I really loved for it. And it also meant that the downside was very little. So if it was raining, there might only be like maybe a 10% loss of income, or profits would be down 10%. And if you knew that, you kind of like said, okay, instead of getting like, $800, you're only going to get like $720. And you could make adjustments in what you were making for that market, just like I showed you in the spreadsheet in the previous video. So that being, again, very cautious, and I will keep an eye on the weather even into tomorrow morning. And if it looks like it's going to be clearer, then I will make more items. If it looks like it's going to be raining, I may hedge my bets and make fewer items. Maybe make things only that I can like carry over in case it does rain, because you can't really do that market in the rain. I mean, I've shown up there and without it being rainy, and we'd have like 30 minutes of hard pouring rain last year, and I just had to hide everything in the back of my truck for like 30 minutes and just watch the rain come down and the streets kind of get flooded. But then, at the end of it, I still had 45 minutes before and after the market where, we had really good weather, and I sold really well. So you never know. So, but if it's going to be raining for the whole day, it's unlikely that I will go to that market. So again, we'll have to keep a very close eye on the weather for that. And I really did enjoy my last week at the market, because I got to see all my old customers that I haven't seen for a long time, catch up with them, see what was going on with their health issues. Some people were getting better, some people were getting worse, like me. And now we're going to put a blackberry preserve in here, and you can buy store-bought, you can make your own, doesn't really matter. You just need a blackberry preserve, and preferably seedless. I prefer seedless. Okay, we'll put that in that one, and then we'll just spread it out a little bit in each compartment. And we had actually fairly good weather. It was about like probably high 70s, low 80s for the market. Last year, it seemed like every single market we had on the Tuesday, that's the University Heights market day, it was like 92 degrees. It was like terribly hot, sweating, but this was very pleasant. And so far, all the markets that I've done that one and tomorrow and looks like in the future is going to be kind of like fairly warm, but not like terribly hot like in the 90s, which I really do like. Kind of like means people come out because it's not too hot, and they don't kind of go away so quickly. And then you just top it with more of the crumb mixture. This is like so easy to make. Of course, it's done in the food processor for the most part, so that makes things easy. And we just keep putting crumbs in here. Okay, it looks like we are out of crumbs and we still got one more to go. So we'll just steal a little crumbs from every other one else. And then you just kind of press them down. And when I first started doing this, I always put like little coconut on top, but I discovered that the coconut kind of just falls off in the bag. So it's just easier to just leave that off. Might not look as pretty as in the picture, but it is pretty good. Okay, and now you just transfer this over to a cookie sheet like this, and then you're gonna bake it for about 30-35 minutes. So I've had them out, I've cooled them, and now we're going to package them up. And they just pop out of these trays really easy. This is why I like using these trays so much, is because they are so easy to work with. And we've got 9 items. And I know in the past that I have broken down the prices for everything, or for all the ingredients, and then come up with a price for it. But I don't know if I want to keep doing that because prices for materials differ between areas of the country. So like in New York City, things are more expensive to make because the flour and sugar and other items are more expensive than here in Iowa. And there's probably even cheaper places than Iowa to make these things. So I don't know if I'm going to continue doing that. I'm not going to do it with this one. But this is basically about the same price to make as the apricot rosemary bar. And I do sell them for $3.25 now. Last year they were $3, but due to inflation, they got another 25 cents added to them. And we're almost done packaging them up. But I do want to say, I hope that you subscribe. The recipe is in the description. And I hope that you subscribe, hit like, and all that other stuff, because I really do enjoy doing these things. And I really want to help everyone who's interested in doing farmers markets to make lots of money doing it. If you have any questions about how I do things, I know that last week people asked me how I decide how to prepare for a market. I hope that was very beneficial for people. But if you have any other questions, I do plan on hoping to show you my setup actually at the market, but I don't know if I'm going to be going to do the market tomorrow because of rain. But until then, we will be doing these things. And here you go. You've got 9 Blackberry coconut oatmeal bars. And I hope to see you next week. Thank you. Bye.